Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rhodey and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day and welcome to episode 63 of All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast. Dizzy, how are you?
I'm fantastic, mate. Just knocked off and on the holidays, mate. I'm laughing.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the holiday plans soon, but we've got a lot to get through here, Diz. We're going to be joined by Stephen Vanstone from the Secret Society cod fishing page.
Yes, they do very well on the cod. They've got some really nice photos on there.
They do. Diz, more photos than we've got between us of just about any fish.
Yeah, they've certainly outdone us. In the cod fishing department, they're almost at the peak.
They're right up the top, Diz. Let's keep moving so we can hear about these cod, Diz. Let's get into your orange to start things off.
Yeah, look, had a great weekend recently away in the Clare Valley. Was last weekend. Bit of a 30th birthday trip away with the family and your good self and Luce and your parents came down, caught up with Bill. It was just a good all-round weekend away, really. Certainly didn't do much fishing.
Nah, not many fish in Clare, mate.
No, that's right. But
couple of creeks, that's about it.
Yeah, there were a few flowing creeks too.
There was. Plenty of rain.
Lots of rain.
Anyway, we'll touch on that in a minute, Diz. Don't get ahead of yourself.
We will. What's your orange, mate?
The new article in SA Anglers launched, Diz.
Oh, it's a specky one too, isn't it?
And I'm going to go cheers to that.
Oh, yeah. Cheers to that.
So Diz, our next article discusses all things York Peninsula whiting.
Is that four?
That's a lot. We've done a lot of articles.
4? I reckon. It's good.
We're sort of a big deal now.
Here we are.
I think it is. We've done KI, we've done Streaky Bay, we've done the cod fishing at Happy Valley.
Yes.
Is that it?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Jeez, it feels like we've been doing it for longer.
It does. We feel like veterans.
And I did put on the Instagram last night. Some friends of ours, Goody, Lansy, and Shearsy, were pretty happy to get on the get a picture in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So sharing the love there, aren't we? That's probably a bit of an incentive to come out fishing with us, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you have half a chance to make it to a premier fishing magazine.
So we really just talk about lots of different locations around the peninsula, where we like to target them, some of the differences about these spots, what's good when, and talk about the boat ramps and all that sort of stuff, Diz.
Yeah, that's it, but don't give too much away, mate. We want people to get out there and buy the bloody article, don't we?
A few tips and hints.
Yeah, no, there are a few... Bit of a match the hatch segment.
Yeah, it's good stuff, Diz. You got to get into it.
It is. Get into it. Go and get yourself a copy and have a read. Let us know your thoughts too. Rhodey, let's get on to lemons. I'm going to fire us away here. We went away to the York Peninsula and, geez, this feels weird going on the back of our most recent article. How we're talking ourselves up as absolute whiting gurus on the peninsula. We went over there and we didn't do too well. We only got half a dozen.
Yeah, we're probably overconfident in getting the bag. Is that safe to say?
Very overconfident in getting the bag. But it was a good trip. We both hadn't been fishing for a while. Fortunately, the folks were over there, so launched, got out there. They had coffee and bacon and eggs ready to go when we arrived, and they did the clean up and everything when we left.
Yeah, look, you've certainly made the lemon sound pretty orangey to me. We didn't clean the boat. We didn't clean the fish. We got bacon and eggs. We got a coffee. Apart from the lack of whiting, it was a pretty good day out.
That sort of goes to that, bad days fishing's a better day than being stuck in the office type of arrangement.
I know this is a lemon, but I've had a lot of worse days fishing.
True that. What's your lemon?
Look, Diz, we did put a ban on this at one point being a lemon, but we're bringing it back because we haven't talked about it for a while and it's just been worse than normal. But my God, the weather's been average.
Oh, it's been wet.
We've had some rain lately.
Jeez, it has rained.
Oh my
boy, it's rained.
My God, it's rained. So anyway, certainly the creeks were flowing in Clare, as you say, because there's been a lot of water, and really still we had a little couple of warm days. I think it's going to be warm this weekend, but it's still cold.
Yeah, it is still. There's not really an end in sight.
No, there's not, Diz, but I suppose there sort of is for both of us, Diz, because we're getting out of here.
I know, that's right.
Tell us about your travel plans, Diz.
Yeah, we're heading off to Noosa tomorrow for a week. First interstate trip with young Ned, so the flight should be interesting. Any tips for anybody out? Well, except for using Fennigan or something to knock him out a bit, but looking forward to getting away to Noosa. How about yourself, mate?
I'm going to give you my I don't have any travel tips for you, Diz, but I've got some fishing tips in Noosa.
Okay.
Went on a charter once, got a couple of snapper and some mackerel. That was last year, I reckon, maybe the year before. Mm. But did also take my own rod after seeing some sightings of tuna off the beach.
Oh.
The main beach in Noosa when we were there was a school of tuna, like you couldn't cast to one, but geez, you could get close.
What time of year?
That was I reckon that was May or June.
Okay.
Anyway, went down the tackle shop, got some balloons, live bait, but my God, you could get them off the headland, but geez, you need the wind in the right direction.
Yeah, right.
So if you're packing the spin gear to get some tuna.
All right. Well, I'll push a bit of Ned's gear to the side and I'll throw the spin gear and the telescopic rod in, away we go.
In the national park, you just got to get a nice offshore breeze. So I went out there on the rocks and I struggled to get it past the rock pool. The wind was not doing me any favours.
Disgraceful. You're allowed to fish in the national park, obviously.
No one told me I couldn't.
Well, I suppose the tackle shop owner would have alerted you to something.
I will give the tackle shop owner credit. He gave me a lot of tips and he didn't think I was stupid either.
Okay, right, there you go. That's good. Where are you going fishing next?
We're going to Port Douglas, Diz, so it's going to be warm up there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be packing the travel rod.
When's that? Next weekend?
Next week. Yeah. So we're going to do a little half-day charter this time. We're going back to Port Douglas for a wedding later in the year, and we'll do a full day then, but a little half-day charter. And I've put in the family itinerary, a little day at Hookabarra.
Hookabarra.
The Barramundi farm.
Oh, nice.
We'll be catching some barras there.
Was that on Robin's 60th birthday itinerary list?
Yes, that was number one.
Was it a request from Robin or?
And number two was Matt's pontoon lunch / fishing trip down the creek.
Yeah, laughing.
So we're doing that too. So basically we'll try and get fishing into every day.
Sounds good. Robsy will love it.
Yeah, so Mum's 60th turned fishing trip. She doesn't realise.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, our honeymoon turned into a fishing trip, so I'm all for it.
All right, Diz, let's get into let's talk about the merch.
Yeah, well, I mean, it flows on nicely from the weather discussion because it's still bitterly cold.
Yes.
And it's going to be cold on the boat or on the jetties or on the land, land-based beach fishing, whatever it is you're into. It's going to be cold for a while yet. So if you need to keep your top lid nice and cozy, you need a beanie.
Have seen plenty of anglers wearing beanies in December.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
still cold at night that time of year.
That's right.
I get January, February, you don't need a beanie.
If you get like a really clear day, no cloud cover at night, it can get down there.
And there's nothing wrong with, wearing a beanie to enable you to keep the shorts and a t-shirt on too.
Yeah, that's right. You want to keep you got to keep the noggin sharp.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate.
So get on to us.
And actually, talking about merch, I ran into Big Kim Allen.
Oh, yeah, was he wearing it?
At the Min-Man footy, and of course he was wearing it, Diz.
Oh, Kimbo.
He didn't even know I was coming.
Good on you, mate.
Anyway, good on you, Kimbo.
Excellent. Rhodey, let's roll into the news, mate, because we have a bit to get through, of course, before we get Stephen on the line to chat all things cod fishing. But we should start the news segment with some rescues that have been happening off Port MacDonnell. Now, this hit the news because some fishermen have been clearly doing the right thing and done the right thing for a number of years and basically involved themselves in a number of rescue missions with boats that have found themselves in trouble out to sea.
Yep.
And one of the most recent ones was, of course, Tice and Jason from Port MacDonnell Charters.
Yes, Diz.
And so Tice basically responded to an emergency call over the radio.
Yep.
Went out there, helped the person out, unfortunately sustained some damage to Jason's boat.
$5,000 worth of damage too.
$5,000. but really no recognition apart from a thank you very much, assuming from the person they rescued. But then outside of that, there's really no acknowledgement for the fuel spent, the effort involved, the ability to respond and help people when there's been calls for, some acknowledgement of that, or for a rescue boat to be located down at Port Mac, because the next nearest one is Cape Jaffa.
Yeah, Kingston, it says here, almost 200 kilometres away.
Yeah, so they're launching from Jaffa.
200 Ks, they're coming to...
It's a long way.
They're coming a long way.
That's right.
And look, I don't think the local charter operators and crayfish boats and things like that necessarily mind if they're the most experienced and the safest way of rescuing these people, then I think they're probably happy to save them, but they probably should get some, money to cover the damages at least.
Well, yeah, cover the damages, cover the costs involved as well.
And look,
around their time.
And they're taking the risk going out in what's probably some ugly weather too.
Yeah, and I mean, look, like you say, they're probably, that's the right thing to do if you're out there to help another person in need, clearly. And they know the waters better than most, those people. I mean, we had Jace on a recent episode. He's been fishing those waters forever.
Yeah. And it says here the rescue took 5 hours. So it's not a 15-minute job.
Yeah, that's right.
Talking about our own rescue, Deers, when we rescued those kayakers down the Coorong, they flicked us a bit of cash for fuel.
Yeah, they did. They were very, very generous, because that was a bit of a mission, and we needed to get back to Adelaide
before the storms came. So anyway, this is similar.
It is.
But so I think that Tyson and the local MP Troy Bell were on ABC Radio pushing for either reimbursement or some sort of dedicated rescue service.
Yeah, absolutely. What else we got? Ready?
There's plenty of news here. Let's get on to the next one. And this is sort of I don't know, Diz, is a worry or what could be coming here? This is talking about the what's happening in the WA fishery, Diz.
Yeah, there's a concern around, a very limited season now that they're going to have access to some fish.
Yeah, so they're going to ban some iconic Western Australian fishing species, the jewfish, the bald-chin groper and the pink snapper. They're going to ban fishing for that for up to 9 months of the year.
Ooh-wee.
And they're also saying catches need to halve in the West Coast demersal fishery.
Yeah, far out. That's unbelievable, really. And like you said to begin with, quite worrying given that, we're nearing the end of a 3-year ban.
Yeah, so look, is this what's to come here? I don't know, Diz, but this is hitting both the commercial sector and the recs over there.
Yeah, not good.
So the proposal would see the recreational fishery open for either 94 days or 123 days. I don't know how they came up with those numbers, but that's what it says here.
Very concerning, Rhodey. A bit of watch this space.
Yes, Diz, exactly right.
Righto, Rhodey. Let's just roll that into our next news story, which is, of course, a new radio repeater.
Yeah, Diz. So this is sent from Carol on the Tuna and Offshore Fishing page, and she works at the American River Radio repeater, I suppose it is.
Yep.
And saying that as of Tuesday, the 23rd of August, the new repeater 22 will be in action. It is located at Cape Border and should cover through to Coffin Bay, 50 kilometres out to sea on the west end of the island, and past Young Rocks on the southern side of the island. So it's going to cover all around KI and a lot of open water, Diz. Yeah,
wow, it's really good, Rhodey. That's a good improvement and, clearly fair bit of work getting involved in that, but really good to be able to have that to, reach out to when people are in need, basically.
Yeah, and Diz, Carol's asking here on Facebook that if you are going out and using that radio repeater, just at the moment while they're sort of figuring it all out, they're asking for some feedback about how far the mapping extends, how far the radio gets to, and if there are any black spots, just to help them to figure out where they do and don't cover.
Yeah, no, good shout.
So if you get on there and help them out, let them know where you can and can't hear them, that'd be great.
Yes, excellent stuff. All right, Rhodey, there's some jetty repairs happening around the state.
Yeah, Diz, down the southeast, so Beachport and Southend jetties are both having repairs done to ensure the long-term structural integrity of both jetties for all users, Diz.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, we like seeing these infrastructure projects across the state help people get out and about safely. Clearly, a lot of jetties were built decades ago.
Yeah.
And obviously a time comes for those things to be upgraded. Now, we're certainly not suggesting that everybody gets a Whyalla upgrade.
No.
But we are suggesting that these jetties are safe places for those who, that might be their favourite pastime, getting out on the planks, as they say.
Yes, Diz, and this is from the SA Infrastructure and Transport. They're saying that the South End jetty will undergo repairs to 4 lower landings and replacement of 2 others, which have been damaged by large swells. So that's expected to be done by early 2023. Okay. And a bigger job down the road at Beachport, which will include the refurbishment of timber piles, framework, steel cross bracing, deckings and railings, as well as installation of new safety ladders and repairs to the landings, handrails and fenders. And that is expected to start September 2022 and be completed by the third quarter of 2023.
Ooh, that sounds significant. You might as well bloody drop a new one in there.
I think it does say here, though, Dizzy, the shore end of the jetty will be open for a lot of that. Okay. That'll only be closed intermittently.
Fair enough.
It's more the further out end that'll be largely impacted by that, Diz.
Fair enough. That's probably the one that cops the most amount of battering too.
Well, yeah, that'll make sense, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. Excellent, Rhodey. Well, we do also have a couple of stories coming out of the news segment. There is a new fisheries boat for Metro Waters, which will be out and about doing their usual inspections, patrols and the likes. Good looking boat, Rhodey.
It certainly is, Diz. And
flash looking thing.
Good to see that we're keeping up to date with the technology. We're keeping you could say they've got all the gear but no idea. Hopefully they've got a bit of idea though. But, it is a nice-looking boat, Diz.
Yeah, what are we, Nordic Star?
Yeah, it was, Diz. It was, my computer's just frozen on me, Diz.
Yeah,
but,
400,000.
You've got it?
Oh, hang on. That's the...
No, you're talking about the next one, Diz. You're jumping ahead.
Also has a rescue boat.
That's the SES boat, Diz.
Which we're getting to, of course.
This one is called FPV Storm, and it is named after the much-loved South Australian film Storm Boy, and it's a 6-metre centre console vessel custom-built by Adelaide manufacturer Nordic Star.
Told you.
You're right.
Well, I think Nordic Star have the contract.
Well, that would make sense, Diz, because...
Certainly sounds it.
Yeah, it does.
While we're on Nordic Stars, new SES boat for the Port Pirie area. It's a rescue boat, $400,000 rescue boat being commissioned, I think, for the SES. Really just basically to help with emergency response capabilities.
Yep, and that one's named Tarpari after the Nakunu word for the Port Pirie region.
Very good.
And is that what we need down at Port MacDonnell, Diz?
Possibly, yeah. Purpose-built down in Lonsdale, lovely part of the world, not far from Christie's.
Yeah, Diz, you love it down there, don't you?
Oh, yeah, we certainly do.
Yeah, so good to see that, the SES and the fisheries are sort of keeping up to date with the best technology we've got. Just one more thing, Diz, before we jump on. I did want to quickly touch on the new Women's Recreational Fishing League in South Australia, which Lee Van Soest, as we would expect, is big on. She's, I think she's probably largely behind it, bringing a SA branch of the Women's Recreational Fishing League. So they've made a Facebook page, and they're, trying to create a community, a supportive environment, sharing knowledge and laughs with like-minded female fishers, Diz. So they're going to have events including virtual league nights, a bit of a ladder, some games, and Fisher Quest.
We love that.
So, Diz, that's good to get the female anglers involved, Diz.
More opportunities in that space is really good. We clearly have some good friends of the show that are pioneers in that department.
Yes, Diz, and I know that was something that was discussed at the fishing forum a couple of weeks ago, trying to increase sort of, women, kids, all those sort of groups in involvement in fishing.
Very good, Rhodey. Nice little neat news segment there for our listeners.
Yeah, it is good stuff from you. I know you got a little bit confused about the Nordic Stars, but we'll just let that one slide, will we?
Yeah, we'll try and edit that one out later. Rhodey, for now, let's get Stephen on the line. Well, Rhodey, we're very lucky to be joined by Stephen Vanstone, the mastermind behind Secret Society COD page. Stephen, great to have you on the show.
Good to be here, mate. I'm not the mastermind. There is three of us, or there was three of us, but, happy to be here.
Mate, they're not here. Now's your chance to talk yourself up. Don't drag them along for the ride.
Yeah, typical fisherman, eh? We can do nothing but lie.
All right, Stephen, we're going to get into it. Start off by telling us about your best fish.
My best fish, we've caught a few over the years, but the one I reckon that sticks out the most, my now wife, back then was girlfriend, I took her cod fishing for the very first time ever.
What a date.
Oh, yeah, middle of June, I think it was 2016, highest temp of about 7 degrees for the day.
Oh, that's cold.
And camping in a tent, by the way, on the riverbank. So yeah, we had a nice day. She actually caught a callop or what do they call them over the border? A
Yellow
yeller.
belly, yep.
Yep. It was about I think it was like 59 centimeters. And at the time, a couple of the boys from the Lower Murray Club, it was the record. And if we put it in, she would have held her first ever fish. She would have held the record for the Lower Murray Club. But anyway,
should we have got her on the podcast?
Well, technically, every time I take her fishing, she always outfishes me. But I think that's just like the typical wife-girlfriend thing.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what it is. The good juju that they bring, or
yeah, that's it. They bring that energy.
Yeah, good energy. But about half an hour later, casting a couple of spinnerbaits in around the snag down the lower section of the river there, not giving away too much. Flicked one over. It went too far. Being a hero, cast as far as I could and went over the back of the snag, and I was burning it, little spinnerbait, burning it to get it back over. And as it's come over a laydown that was probably only about maybe 200 mil deep, I have seen this white 20-litre bucket just come over the top of this snag. And no shit, this thing has just imploded on top of this spinnerbait. I didn't know what was going on. We'd been fishing surface in the river for ages and never had a bite, so didn't think anything of it. And then, bam! All of a sudden, on big cod, fought it, wet sock, probably 30 seconds or more. come into the net. She's netted it. She's on the net going, I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is the biggest thing I've ever seen. I'm yelling at her at the time because this was my PB. No matter what can we swear or we? Yeah. No matter what happens here, you just get its head in that net. I'll do the rest. Bang, netted it, got it, measured it. Oh, what was it? I think it was 128, 128 centimeters, I think. But yeah, at the time, that was the PB, and oh my God, it was next level.
That's a bloody good catch, Stephen. Just quickly tell us what the new number is. You said that used to be a PB?
Yeah, the secret, I think it's 131 at the moment.
You got it.
Oh, bang.
That's good going.
Very good. Stephen, tell us your favourite thing about fishing.
Favourite thing? Honestly, and I think you guys probably know this very well, it's just getting away.
Yeah, that's a common answer.
Literally, man. We fished the Darling a lot.
Yeah, beautiful.
Back in 2015, 2016, 2017, and there's no phone service there. So you get Pooncarry North, you pull in, and that's it until end of the session, late Sunday. You're driving back home, your phone's just ringing off the hook.
Yeah.
People trying to get hold of you all. But yeah, that's my number one thing. Get out there. Nothing else matters. We put a lot of thinking into what we do. Whether it be kings, cod, even going for whiting. It's very much consumes all your brain power when you're there. And it's good just to have that disconnect from normal life.
Yeah.
and just be focused on one thing at the end of the day.
No, very good answer, Stephen, and that's been a common thread across lots of our guests. Let's move on and tell us about your first fishing memory or what got you into it.
Yeah, well, definitely. I grew up in a farm just north of Williamstown where we're living at the moment. We had a big dam, so big we used to water ski on it.
Cool.
It was nice.
Oh.
That was chock-a-block full of redfin at the time.
Yeah.
And my first ever memory is just basically walking the banks with Dad and my uncle, just chucking little what are they, like little, what are they called, like those little spinners?
Like spinners, yeah.
Yeah, just casting them. Like half the time we couldn't cast it, so Dad and Uncle Neil would be chucking it out for us and letting us wind it in and catch the fish. And I think that was when we first got hooked on lure fishing.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously before then we used to do like 2 weeks every Christmas over at Lucky Bay over near Cow.
Yeah.
And it was basically a fill the freezer mission with Dad and stuff. So catch as many whiting snapper as we could back then and come home. But so reddies in the creek. Oh, we had a little creek that ran off that dam, and I still to this day fish it. We stocked it with cod about 10 years ago. Don't tell anyone. But now so my whole plan, my oldest is 5, so my plan is to take him back out there. We still have a lot of access to all that private property and stuff, so get him out there. I make my own little top water lures, don't really talk them up, but out there the little homemade top water lures seem to do pretty good, so take him out and hopefully make that his first memory as well, catching little reddies and little cod in a little old creek.
Yeah, very good, Steve. And that was pretty much how I started fishing, little spinners and catching redfin in a dam. So it's a good way to sort of get into it.
I think definitely redfin as well. Like they're just, everyone gives them a bad rap and stuff, being the noxious species, but I love them.
Well, they're hungry and they eat okay too.
Oh, the old inland whiting.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good.
And they're pretty too. They're very pretty to look at.
Yep.
So,
all right, Stephen, tell us your favourite sort of fishing and why.
It's changed a bit over the years, but it's actually pretty hard at the moment. Obviously, I love my cod, always will, but the way that the river is at the moment and stuff, we can't really do too much down here anymore. But yeah, it's kind of shifted gear now to the old yellowtail kings, the little brutes that we chase now. So I dare say it'd be, have to be fishing for redfin in the creek.
Nothing wrong with some simplicity, mate.
I can't go past it, eh? It's what I grew up on. The creeks that I fish as well, I know like the back of my hand, and very much just enjoy just getting out, walking the banks with little like 2 kilos set up and just catching 25 to 30 centimeter fish. Like, it's the best.
Oh, mate, sometimes you just got to go back to the old faithful, don't you? You just
exactly
have such
right.
a good time. Some of your fondest memories, and you just have some unbelievable sessions. So
100%. Like the bullshit that comes with all the big fish around our state at the moment, it's so good to just get out to a place that you're never going to see anyone.
Yeah.
Like it's private property, no one can go there, unless they jump fences and stuff. And then just walking the creeks that you have for 20 plus years, catching fish. Like I don't think there's any more like anything better than that. Take a couple of beers.
You're laughing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
Brilliant, mate. Now, you mentioned some of these trips where there was no reception, got away with some mates. You must have had a funny fishing story, or tell us about one that got away.
When you say that, I know because, you tell me another thing, and I had to because there's been a few stories. But there's probably 2 that shine the most. One of them, was a trip in, I think it was 2019, just before the spicy flu got us. A mate and I, we were going up to Copton Dam. Another good friend of ours, he runs he used to, he's still running it now, I think, a top water competition in Copton Dam.
Yeah.
JJ. So yeah, we were going on the way up there, but we thought we'd break up the trip, and we went to Cobram for 3 days to fish surface in the upper reaches of the Murray before we headed up to Copton. And we'd been fishing for 3 days, hadn't had a bite. Third morning, we're leaving in that afternoon, so this is when it has to happen. We have to get one. We chuck in first snag past camp. I'm chucking a little rat, just floating it across the top, not expecting anything, and all of a sudden, bang! Cod grabs it. It was probably like a mid-90s size fish, so like a good fish. Yeah. We've netted it, everything. We're high-fiving, like haven't really paid much attention to the fish, hugging each other. You know how you do. And then we look at the net, and the lure's in the net, but there's no fish.
Oh
no!
And we both kind of look at each other and like, what do you fucking like? What do you mean? and we had a GoPro on at the time, and we've gone back and watched the footage. And as we're high-fiving, you watch the footage in the bottom corner. The net is about 100 mil out of the water.
Oh,
and this 90-centimetre cod has barra jumped out of the net and disappeared for the rest of his days. Like, no one believes us. It's on footage. I will get the footage for you. And it's ridiculous. And I was heartbroken. And then literally 10 minutes later, the next snag, I bagged a 120. So I was like, you know what? Totally forgot about it.
Yeah. You know what? I reckon if the blue water fishing where you count a catch once you've got the leader.
Yeah.
Surely in the net you're in.
Yeah. Oh, I called it. I said I got two. I got two for that trip. So
yeah, especially if it's on GoPro.
Got the evidence, mate.
Yeah. No, all good, Stephen. All right. Well done on that, mate. We're going to keep moving. You have talked a bit about your cod fishing sort of then and now and what's sort of gone on. Tell us about how it's changed over the last sort of 5 or 6 years for you.
For me, kids.
Yeah.
So definitely, like, we've obviously got a family now. We got a 5-year-old and a nearly 2-year-old, 2 little boys. So that's good. They're both into it. But yeah, obviously before then, like I think 2015, my record was 14 weeks in a row, like 14 weekends in a row fishing below Lock 1.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah, we ground it out for fish back then. And since then, I think I could count on, like, literally take my socks off and count how many cod trips I've done. So it's definitely changed, but a lot of it's the water as well. Like, anyone that fishes for cod down here understands, like, anyone that knows what they're doing, they understand that water quality is literally top priority. Like, I haven't put my boat in probably a year and a half in the lower river. So yeah, it's a lot to do with the climate, obviously the way the water's managed down here. And yeah, it's just taken the kick out of cod fishing, that's for sure. But in that, I've now changed to obviously the salt water. So yeah, it's nothing wrong with going and getting a bag of tings, bag of squid, and when the seasons arise, chasing kingies. So I can't really complain.
Yeah, beautiful, Stephen. Well, we'll get on to the kingfish in a minute, but let's stick with the cod for now. I know it's probably not the best timing with the water quality and things like that, and I suppose we've both got 6-month-old babies, so probably not the right time to really get serious about cod fishing. But what would be your number one tip for a couple of us rookies that we're sort of more your tadpole cod specialists?
Yeah, definitely. Look, the way I see cod fishing, unfortunately, it is time on the water.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, if you have spent the last 4 days casting 500-metre stretch of river, up and down, up and down, up and down, you're probably going to come across one.
Yeah.
To be honest, and it's just one of those things. Like, if you're willing to sacrifice enough of other things in your life to do that, you're going to get good at it. Yeah. And that's cod fishing in general. You see all these boys like like the Lubins and those lads, like they're spending, like, the stuff they're doing, man. They're spending weeks to get these 3 or 4 fish. Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, they see these lads with these massive fish on the covers of magazines and stuff, but they don't understand what it's actually taken to get to there.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, clearly not any good at cod fishing, but same sort of thing for like any type of fishing, really. Like, you might go out one day, you might be on a weekend away or something. Next day, you're like, geez, we had it nailed, like incoming tide, all this. You go out the exact same spot, away you go, nothing. It's just classic fishing, isn't it?
But isn't that, at the end of the day, that's why it's called fishing, not catching?
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
right.
the $1 million question.
and that's what keeps us all coming back, I reckon.
Exactly. I honestly, I've learnt more the days we haven't caught anything than the days we have.
Yeah, exactly right. It's all about theories and, talking rubbish about with your mates about what you've done and what you haven't done and all that sort of stuff. So that's
where I'm going, where I'm coming from.
That's all part of the fun.
Exactly right.
All right, Stephen, tell us about your Instagram page, the Secret Society Cod page. You've got you and a couple of mates have got some bloody good pictures of cod on there.
Yeah, that was back, what was that, 2015, I think we started that.
Yeah.
Mainly fishing the Darling, but also, like, obviously the lower section of the river was fishing really well. We just thought had this little, we had so much good content back then, and we was like, we'll just chuck it all together in a page, not really thinking much of it. I think this was before, obviously, cod fishing, but I think now it's definitely become a thing.
Yeah,
people are trying to make it their job. Like, you had all these YouTube fishers back then that were fishing the saltwater and stuff, but no one was really doing anything freshwater side. We just thought, fuck it, we'll chuck it together in a page. We call it the old Secret Society because cod fishing is a secret.
Yeah, it certainly is.
The amount of times we'd put a photo up and people would be asking where'd you put your boat in, or what day were you fishing, what time did you catch that one,
and people trying to identify the exact log you're casting
the
at,
background and all this kind of other bullshit you had to deal with. And we kind of did it to take the piss at first, and then it grew a little bit there. We ended up catching up with a company out of Canberra called Skeleton Spinnerbaits, and we jumped on board with them for a while. We got a fair few free lures and took them for a mission. We were fishing the Darling a lot back then. Like, I'm talking probably 3 times a month. Yeah. Driving up from Adelaide up past sort of Pooncarie way. Met up with the boys up there and fished with them and some of the clear water up there, catching on the good days, you're talking like 20 plus cod a day. Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
Jeez, that's huge.
Yeah, it is now. Like, even now, like, honestly, I look back at those and we didn't know how good we had it.
Yeah.
That was back when the Darling was in dire straits, and people had put the government up, or not the government, I think it was more the locals, had put like man-made weirs in, like literally using excavators and diggers and shit, and like blocking the river because their station that their families owned for like 120 plus years. Like, if they didn't do that, there would be no water. Yeah. All their sheep would die, their livestock would die, they wouldn't have any water for their house. Like shit was bad up there. And in doing that, it just cleared the water up. Obviously, the water become like still and just cleared to the point where we're fishing in like 3 meters and you can see the bottom.
Yeah.
Where anyone that fishes fresh water, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're watching cod eat spinnerbaits 20 meters off the boat. Like
man, that's
it's
amazing.
free swimming. I remember Pogger, one of the good dudes that's involved in it, telling us that like his brother, his first ever fish was like a 118, and they literally sight cast it. Like what?
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Stupid. But yeah, and that's where it kind of come from, and we kind of didn't want to tell anyone where we were fishing, but you could tell if you knew anything, you'd tell where we were. But and then put it all together, and that's where it come from. It's kind of died off now. Everyone's got families and all that kind of stuff now, and especially the cod side of stuff. But I think it'll pick back up.
Yeah, and what do you think about the social media stuff now? It's really exploded, hadn't it, the fishing side of things?
Oh, definitely. Like, I don't know if it's for the better of it. Like, I know a lot of purists, I'll use that term with little bloody, what do you call them? Purists that don't post anything and think everything's secret.
Yeah.
And then I've also really good mates with guys that literally do fishing for a job.
Yeah.
Like, that's how they make their money. I think it's good in some aspects, but it also can destroy spots in others, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you certainly don't need to overshare things. I'm all for telling people, roughly where you went, but it's amazing how many people these days want you to give them a GPS mark.
Yeah, no shit. And then, like, literally with codding, it's like the biggest question we always got was like, where'd you put your boat in?
Yeah.
Like, because a lot of the rivers we used to fish,
pretty inaccessible,
especially up the Darling, you had to like literally bum the station owners.
Yeah.
And get access to their property, because you're driving like maybe 5-10 minutes through their property just to get to the river. And I'm not one of those people that would just show up, open a gate and drive through. Like, I like to go to the house. Like, this is how we found our spots back in the day as well. We'd come off the main road, we'd Google Earth the station, we'd go in, we'd say g'day, we'd give them something, or we'd offer something, ask them if there was any good spots on their property to camp. And then the next thing was, do you think we could get our boat in there? Like, we knew what the river we wanted to fish because we'd already Google Earthed it for like 3 weeks and worked it out.
Yeah.
It was just more of the trying to get access to that area to be able to put your boats in.
Yeah, and then I suppose you're getting the rewards for the connections you make as much as anything, aren't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I went to the wedding of one of the guys that I met. I met him in 2015, and it was only like a year ago. Went to his wedding.
That's classic. So, it's amazing the people you meet through your hobbies and stuff, isn't it?
Oh, they're the best people in the world. Yeah. We were up there one time, and they come down and they're like, "Oh, it's John's birthday." I was like, "Oh yeah, what does that mean?" He's like, "Oh, come up." And I had the best lamb I've ever tasted in my life.
Yeah.
And I had these little fried chicken sort of nugget looking things. I'm like, what the hell is that? And they're like, oh, that's a cod that John caught last week. I was like, what? And went into the cool room, and there's like a 120 with like hanging in their cool room with 4X cartons all underneath it with freaking fillets cut off it. Like, as someone that's never even killed one, I was sort of like, oh my God, I've just done the sacrilege. What have I done? But and those people is like mates that you'll make for life as well. So be good, do the right by the people that own the property, and you never ever look back.
Absolutely, mate. Now we're keen to get your insights into your you say your most recent sort of fishing love, which is of course chasing the big.
You got a Jack Russell back there or something?
Nah.
Is at my house? Oh, shit,
that's my house. I think that's your neighbour, mate.
It's my dog.
Tackling the tow Kings? Trucks, the big yellowtail kings.
Yep.
Tell us about it, mate. That's your passion. You get away for the weekends and hunt them out.
Yeah, definitely. We've kind of changed the game a little bit now. We've one of my best mates has bought a 6.5 meter trail craft.
Yep, beautiful.
And yeah, we're literally launching that thing on one day and then retrieving it 3 days later without stepping on the ground. So
Yeah, that's good going.
full little liver boards. We've found a few nice little anchorages where we like to fish for kings. So yeah, it's good, man. Kingfish, I guess they're a lot like cod. Like we've found schools, we've thrown every single thing we could think of at them, and then at the end of the day, we've literally dead stick the jig, and they've eaten the jig, and it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're another one that makes me rip my hair out.
They're certainly the fish of 1,000 hours, similar to the cod, and they can be frustrating like the cod.
Yeah, definitely. Like we've gone the last couple of years, especially at obviously Augusta. We've seen that. I've been fishing there for back when the station was running.
Yeah.
Never really did very well, and then kind of got in with a couple mates that fish the New South Wales side of things, and they give us a few little tips with the side scan and that sort of stuff, and it definitely like increased our catch rate.
Yeah.
Even to the point now, like we've last couple of years nearly gone away from down rigging and like pretty much strictly jigging. So yeah, it's amazing how once again, like the same thing, like time on the water, like everyone, there's all these other guys, you know, that they've talked about it. They're catching 100 fish a season, all this sort of shit. But you go up there once or twice every few months, and you might get one or two fish. But these other boys that are up there every single weekend, every break they get, obviously, yeah, they're going to get a lot more than you. But we've put it down to a little bit of a fine art, and touch wood, safe to say, the last 3 years we haven't missed every trip we've done. We've always had a goal. One fish makes the whole trip. And we've put all our effort in, and yeah, we've finally sort of seen the rewards lately. So it's just one of those things that you got to get the bait sometimes, but even if you have the best bait, they'll eat a stupid piece of metal that's painted orange. Like, don't understand it, but they do it.
You don't need to understand it as long as it works.
Yeah, exactly right. As long as it works, you end up with that kingy thumb coming home. You're looking at your thumb in the back of the car and it's all torn up, trying to eat a piece of freaking salt and vinegar chips and your thumb's stinging. So that's always was my favourite part of a cod trip, and now I'm kind of finding it in kingy trips. So yeah, but it's weird. We've watched it change over the last few years as well. Obviously, with the station shutting down, kings aren't there that often. I think personally, it's probably a big tip for a lot of people. Kings are there all year round. We've noticed over the years, especially we've fished early in the season and caught fish that are darker, are fatter, are skinny, not skinnier, are smaller.
Yeah. And
then we get back in sort of late October, and you get those big like oceanic kings that have come up from down south. They're a lot cleaner looking. But yeah, and I think with the tagging data lately, you can actually tell that a few fish that get caught around there kind of stay there all year round, and then you've got the ones that sort of venture up and down all across the way, all over to freaking New South Wales. So
yeah, it's
they're
crazy.
Amazing fish.
They are. They're an amazing fish, and some of the catch data you see on like how far those fish travel and all that, it's quite amazing these days with the sort of stuff
you're talking
you see.
like exactly like over 2,000-3,000 K trips to get back in 12 months to get back to the same spot. Like, why?
Yeah, that's right.
And I think we all know why, and I think that big why is going to, in a way, the tagging data might help people, but I think it might hinder a lot of people with all this other stuff coming up with the netting of the kings and all that sort of stuff. Like, it's kind of building it up, and yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but
do we need to ask your thoughts on commercial netting, or can we put two and two together?
I think you can put two and two together, quite frankly.
Yeah, no,
I think it's absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
Why would you net a wild resource that we grow. Like,
yeah.
to me, coming from a farming background, we never re-sowed paddocks. So if you kind of hear that every year we hear these like 300 kilos of fish netted here, 400 kilos of, like, even what was it, 2 years ago we had those 500 kilos of fish netted, and we had all the video of the commercials having them out in the sun and flapping around on the deck, and you could see the tags and a few of them that you never saw data from though, and you just kind of wonder, like, we've got like a multi-million-dollar industry across the bay from where you guys are netting these prime fish. Like, why kill something that's naturally bred when we can breed and make a sustainable fishery out of something that, but I just don't understand it. To me. And then these guys, they go and they kill these like 30, 40. You see every now and then a photo of a commercial pop up, and they're a 6 foot bloke and they're holding a king by the freaking gills and its tail's touching the ground. Yeah. And you think in the rec sector that fish is worth 30 grand. Like, I've seen a 160 caught where there was 25 boats fishing. And that was the only fish caught for the whole entire day, whole entire weekend.
Yeah.
And you got to think 25 boats, that you're talking $1,000 easy each boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Into the local economy for one fish. Like 25 grand for one fish, or $9 a kilo at freaking market. Like, come on.
Yeah. All right, Stephen. Sorry.
When you can buy them.
Yeah.
You're exactly a Salmon Kingfish, mate. Buy one from them.
Yeah. One more thing we wanted to ask you, Stephen. You've talked about fishing New South Wales. I know you've fished for cod in Victoria. You've talked about just then some of the financial stuff to do with fishing. Tell us what your thoughts are and your experience interstate with the rec license, and, you know, I'm guessing why you think we should have it in SA.
Yeah, well, definitely. Like what you've just said, we've seen the benefits that it can bring. I don't think it's that big a decision. Like, I don't understand why we don't do it. I've fished up there. I've seen blokes up there with absolute shitbox cars, but they still can afford a fishing license. Yeah. Like, you're talking $30, $40 a year, if that. Like, you break it down, it's like $1 a freaking week. Like, realistically, if anyone says that it's a financial issue, you kind of don't want to fit. You spend more than that on like a couple pre-made rigs from BCF. Like, I don't understand it. And then what it can do in the long run. Like, I've put in boat ramps and stuff over there that are free, and you come in and these are like quad ramp boat ramps. Like, you put eight boats in at once, with floating pontoons, with a beautiful breakwater, like all this stuff. And there's no ticket box there saying, $12 or $8 or whatever it is for it. Like, simple things like that. But then on the other brighter side, the stocking programs they run. Yeah. But you go fish Lake Mawalo. If you've never caught a cod before, go there and just throw a piece of cheese in. 4 minutes later, you got a cod. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing that people down here don't realise. Like, obviously, we're in a little bit of a crisis with the old snapper. Yeah, we can breed snapper here. Sardi and stuff have proved that. Yeah. And if they had the funding to do it and to do restocking, everyone goes, it's the ocean. It's not going to work like the river. It's not going to work like a dam. Well, I don't really see the difference. Like, if you are putting more in than you're taking out, isn't it going to be better for the system? Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter if it's Gulf of St. Vincent. If you're putting in, 10,000 fish a year and you're only taking out 3,000, obviously, where's the 7,000 gap? Yeah. They're going to be breeding up, aren't they? Yeah.
No, exactly right, Stephen. Sounds like you share a pretty similar opinion to us, and I think to a lot of the more keen fishermen or fisher people around the state. I think that's the way it is, Diz, at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's
100%.
We're clearly, we talked earlier today about the situation in WA, and like you say, we're in a tricky spot with snapper. Last thing we want is that to flow on to another species, and clearly when they're doing stuff like that.
And I think that's the biggest thing that happens. Like you shut down and I don't want to rag the commercials. I know they're doing it for a job and everything, but you shut down a species to them, they're going to hunt the next one. Yeah. You shut that down, they're going to hunt them. And there's just a flow-on effect.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. It's common freaking sense. Like, they're there to make $1. Like me, I will happily go down and pump 20 downlights into a house and make $1 off them.
Yeah.
And if they show up and they see a school of 30-kilo kings, they just look at it as a bunch of dollar signs. Like, it's nothing to them.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's where I think our government and stuff really need to have a big, hard look at themselves. And if they want that kind of fish stock to be here when our kids are our age, they've got to legitimately start doing something about it, not just pissing in the wind like they have been for the last 10 years.
No,
so,
Stephen,
unfortunately, that's my say.
We couldn't agree with you anymore, mate. And it's been, it's been excellent to get your thoughts on all things cod fishing, kingy fishing, and just everything you've been up to, mate. And thank you very much for coming on the show and sharing your insights.
Oh, you're more than welcome, fellas. Love what you're doing.
Thanks, Stephen. Good to chat.
Cheers, boys. Have a good night.
Great to chat to Stephen Rohde, very experienced cod angler.
Yeah, Diz, big on the cod, big on the kingfish, and both of those species we could learn a thing or two. So I hope you put that on your headphones on the plane tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, I'll probably do a bit of a review, like you say, jot down some notes. Might hit up Stephen when it comes to, when the kingies are running.
You're going to make sort of a private chat, exclude me from it?
Yeah, I'll go down and just nail a couple of kingies with Stephen.
Yeah, well, probably your best chance, really, getting some expert advice. But good to chat with him, Diz. And for those wanting to jump on, Secret Society on Instagram, it is well worth a look. Lots of cod.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Get on that. Righty, let's roll now into a bit of a fishing report, which I'm certainly not going to sit here and profess that it's the longest fishing report we've ever done. But we do like to pride ourselves on not just, throwing in your very typical sort of, blue swimmer crabs are running in the months of Ha.
Yeah, Diz, we don't want to just talk rubbish, do we? We do enough of that. So the report, we just try and keep it brief. So let's firstly say the York Peninsula whiting are not there. Not there in a big way.
Yeah, it's fair to say. I mean, this season was there was a fair bit of chat going around the winter whiting weren't firing.
And we're starting to agree.
Do we worry that that's pressure on the whiting stocks?
I don't know, Diz. Am
I reading into that too much, do you think?
I think 1 year of a couple of us not catch, and this isn't just us. We have spoken to a couple of others that have got shacks over on the peninsula, and they've said similar. So it's not just us, but a couple of our mates and us isn't probably a big enough sample size to jump to that conclusion.
Actually, I'm just going to throw a real spanner in the works.
You've got a real look in your eyes here,
because the shearers,
yes,
Isaac and Pete,
yep,
just dropped their tub in at Balgowan on Sunday and got the bag.
Oh, geez, that's really disproved our theory.
Yeah, it has.
Anyway, that's on the other side of the peninsula too.
It is, and I've heard that that's actually been fishing quite well.
So maybe, and Port Vic, you hear plenty of reports at the moment, so maybe that side, the western side of the peninsula is the place to be.
Port Vic, Port Hughes, Balgowan, obviously.
I know Insane Charters. I know Benji, who we've had on the podcast before. He is doing a bit of deckhand work, and they're catching lots of fish. So we're spitballing here, but I reckon the western side is definitely out fishing the eastern side of the peninsula here.
There you go. You heard it here first. So if you're going over there, drop your boat in. If you don't have a boat and you're keen to go out, then clearly, like you said, Insane seem to do very well. They seem to just... I think I read one of his most recent posts was, we got 50 squid off one drift or two drifts or something. It was like...
And Balgowan always
crazy.
Gets plenty of whiting too, the charter over there. So certainly that side of the peninsula seems to be the spot to be. We did get a half dozen, as you said, Diz.
Yeah, and I mean, good day out. I think we missed the tide that day a bit. It was an early one and we didn't get over there early enough, and we didn't have enough time in the day to fish the other tide, but look, I think at the moment I'm just trying to come up with excuses.
Got a couple of squid though, Diz.
Yeah, we did. No, it was all good.
Wasn't easy fishing though. We had to work pretty hard for our 6 whiting and a couple of squid.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. But no, all good fun anyway. What else is biting, Rhodey? I'm hearing good reports from people coming into the store, still getting some good fish out of the reservoirs.
Yeah, it's gone a bit quiet. I haven't been listening as much, but
yeah,
good to see they're still getting fish.
Yeah, well, who was it telling me there was some works done? SA Water did some works in the reservoir not that long ago.
Yeah, you're telling the story, mate.
One of their towers, I reckon they did some works not that long ago, maybe a month or two ago. The theory was that just churned up a bit of the water, got them angry.
Yeah, good.
But, yeah, look, outside of that, I think we've seen another run of barrels.
Yeah, I think our last podcast was we did mention that we thought they were coming on the chew at Portland, and my God, they've gone hard ever since.
Oh, yeah. They've been getting lots.
So that Portland tackle shop shares a lot of photos, and they've been sharing like double figures of barrels.
Yeah, they have. They've been going very hard.
And plenty of days pretty much saying everyone that goes out gets one.
Yep.
So if you got a free weekend and the weather's looking
far
good.
out.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they certainly weren't at Port Mac from what we hear, but I'm not as sure about Portland. Obviously, just across the border, so maybe they don't share information with the South Australian Fishing Podcast.
Oh, of course.
So anyway, Diz, I'm not sure.
Typical. Yeah, fair enough.
I was born in Victoria, so I might try and do a bit of work myself, just exclude you.
Just show them your birth certificate, mate. I'll sort you out.
All right, Diz, I think that's it. You got anything else for the fishing report?
Nah, mate, that's
short but sweet.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Let's just move on to the tackle item, of course, before we do a bit of a wrap-up. The tackle item this week, Rhodey?
The drift anchor.
Everyone needs a drift anchor in their boat.
So, Diz, tell us about it.
Well, look, relatively cheap item.
Yeah, well, what'd you pay for the one you got for us?
I think we're talking $35.
Yep, and it's like a big windsock almost.
Basically, that's exactly what it is. It's a big windsock, except you clearly are not using this drift anchor by sort of putting it on your rocket launcher and hoping that the wind's going to slow you down. You throw it overboard.
It's not a sailing boat.
It's not a sailing boat. That's exactly right. You throw it overboard. One little tip is that you actually can put a bit of lead on the back corner of the drift anchor just to help hold it down.
Yeah, Davo was hot on that, your old man, wasn't he?
Yes. And look, you're using a drift anchor because for a number of reasons. I mean, people drift over whiting grounds. They drift for squid.
Which we were doing.
Yes. And they generally, if it's blowing and you drift, your boat's catching a lot of that wind and you're drifting really fast, you're going to have a hard time getting those jags working properly to get the squid.
Yep.
So you're just using that anchor just to slow your drift a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly what you do. You want to control your drift, so you put your anchor out, you take it in. If it the wind drops off, you might not need it, but it's certainly good to have when you are drifting too quick. And that really just means you don't spend as much time in the the zone where you think you're going to catch fish or squid.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's just, I mean, like I say, relatively inexpensive item, packs down really easily. It's one of those things that's just probably worthwhile having on your boat. Sure, you might not use it every trip.
Yeah.
But you're probably going to want to have it there, if and when you might need it. Because clearly you don't want to put your anchor over, your actual anchor, and just be like start drifting or bend your prongs if you think, you want to be, just to be doing a nice controlled slow drift.
And you do have to, similar to a burley pot, Diz, don't forget you got it out there.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to drive off with it.
You got it tied onto the bollard on the side of the boat. Next minute, you bloody take the off and dragging it behind you and cut it off with a prop.
You don't want that wrapped around your prop. No,
we've done that to a burley pot, but we certainly went close to doing it to the the drift anchor once upon a time.
That's right.
And the other thing we were talking about, Diz, you were talking about just dragging your anchor, which we don't think is a great idea, but people do it. Some people do tie a big old brick or something like that.
Yeah. Some people just, use whatever means necessary to slow their drift down and, lots of ways to skin a cat, so to speak.
Yeah, and your dad was telling us he's got some grand plans to create some sort of beauty drifting anchor something or other.
Watch this space in the tackle item. We could have some sort of Dave
big
special coming.
Yeah, the drift anchor block, or I'm not sure what he was sort of marketing it as.
Yeah, who knows what it could be.
He's got too much time in retirement and too many tools in the shed that he just likes to build stuff.
Likes to tinker with too much. We did talk about though that whacking a bit of a burley pod on the end of it or somewhere down the line just to create a bit of a scent, which I didn't mind that concept.
That's what happens when you're not catching fish. You talk a fair bit of rubbish. That's right. Rody, good tackle item of the week, one which I think will probably help BCF and the likes get their drift anchor sales up. Exactly right, Diz. That's what we're here for. Boost the economy.
Rody, where can the listeners find this episode?
Diz, you will find it on your Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, I think they call it, your Spotify. We're on all the big sort of podcast branches.
Yeah, get on Buzzsprout too if you want to go straight to the source. That's where we are, of course, the hosting platform for our podcast. Jump on our Facebook page too. We've got all of our episodes up there. You can just scroll through them, find them. You'll find some good news there too, obviously. You
certainly will, and you'll. We want you to get involved though too, Diz. Share your pictures.
Yeah.
Get us on your Instagram. Get us on your Facebook. Stitch up your mates.
If you're out there fishing, then bloody well make us jealous.
When we're sitting at the desk doing bloody work, we want to know that you're out there having fun.
Yeah, that's right. We want to just live our lives through your fishing adventures.
All right, Diz, that's enough of your rubbish. Enjoy your holiday, mate, and good luck fishing out there, guys.
Yes, go well, guys. We'll speak to you next time.
Rody and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram, and you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.